gotta go home, but you can stay and party with us. Just take a shot of Patrol, and let me know when you get enough. You know the rhythm is on, and everybody's feeling the buzz. You ain't gotta go home, cause you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Brunch with Black Tea. I'm laughing. I'll tell you guys why I'm laughing later, but I'm not going to tell you right now. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us at the table today. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Right today, unfortunately, we are missing California Cutie, but we know she's out there, holding us down. And thank you so much for holding us down out there, California Cutie. But today, Candy and I are going to hold it down for you guys. We're going to bring you guys an awesome show, some really good topics to talk about today, and see what you guys have to say about it. But for right now, of course, we got to jump into what we have for brunch. We're at our table. We're at our brunch table. At the brunch table. We're at our brunch table. And today, I decided to do something a little bit different. I decided to go with a brunch dessert. I mean, we all know that we can get down with the food. We got us some scrambled eggs, some fried chicken, some ham, some whatever the case is. But dessert is also very important. And today I decided that I'm gonna showcase a dessert. Now we did something very easy, which was a fried cinnamon apple rolls. Okay. And they're really good and easy. You see that? Oh my God. And I drizzled a little bit of caramel topping on there. And we got a little bit of ice cream on top. But let me talk to you about the rolls first. These delicious rolls. Oh my God, guys. They're really easy. So good. Yeah, they're really easy to do. All I did was make some homemade apple pie filling, and you can actually use any dessert that you want. You don't necessarily have to use apples, but I used apples and I added raisins to mine because for some reason, I like the combination of cinnamon, apples, and raisins together, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And I prefer technically to use puff pastry when I do these, but I did it with the egg roll wrapping today because a lot of people don't like working with puff pastry because it does break easy if you're not really careful. So I use the egg roll wrappings, which works really well, and drizzled it with a little bit of Nestle caramel. Remember back in the day, Candy? I don't know. Your grandparents will have that can of condensed milk that you
absolutely. I remember it. We've come such a long way, right?
And now they got it already made for you right out the can, and it tastes so good. Really easy, guys. And then we got some homemade vanilla bean ice cream on the side. Now this is made literally from scratch, guys, with the cream, the condensed milk, the heavy cream, the vanilla bean. Everything is from scratch, and it tastes so good together. You warm up those fried apple rolls, and then you add that ice cream to it. You will love it. So try it, and if you have any questions about it, let us know. Let me know. Hit me up. We'll get the recipe out to you guys. But it's so good. It's so easy to have at a brunch, lunch, breakfast, or a dinner appetizer. You can a dessert. You can fry them all up, put them out on the table. People can grab them as they go. They can grab them, walk around them. They can grab them, put them on a plate. However they want to eat them. Is really good, and it's good for adults and children. So if that's something you guys like, please let us know. We can get you that recipe, and trust me, you will not be disappointed when you eat them. They're so good, so good. And I just thought to do something different today, something different,
And I don't see why not. Like I said before, we can have breakfast for dinner. Why not have this dinner for breakfast? I mean, exactly. Have dessert for breakfast, right? Why not?
Exactly. Yeah. So, let's get into it. Share if you guys have any recipes or any brunch ideas out there that you would like to bring to the table. Share it with us. We'll cook it up and present it and let everybody know who actually brought this dish to the table, because everybody's dishes are welcome. We just want to make sure we're just trying to put out there different ideas that, we all have collectively on good dishes that you can offer at these brunches. You don't have to go way out. You don't have to be so exotic. You can keep it nice and simple. It's just the way you set it up will make a world of difference on, your presentation will make a world of difference on what happens. So, but since we don't have California Cutie today, Candy, I'm going to go ahead and jump into something that Black Tea does. you know, I know I talk a lot, so I say we don't have her today because if we did, I have to shut up because you know I talk too much and I can give all three of us a chance to talk. But today I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. So you know, Black Tea, you know, Sunday Brunch Black Tea. You know, we started with Black Tea, the event planning and management company where we create different looks, different events, and also custom gifts that you can give out to whomever, purchase whomever, or they don't even have to be custom because something that we have designed in-house. And also if you need decor for your home, your office, anything, you know, we pretty much can do it all. But right now, you know, it's a big thing about people going out, young adults especially, but people period going out and their drinks being spiked and they're not being, you know, it's not being protective about, not that they're not being protective. I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong, but they're being victims of you know of not just so much date raping, but just I don't know, just bad stuff.
Right,
period.
right, but yeah, bad. You know, putting
You
yourself
know,
in situations where their
these young
drinks can
ladies are
be
drinking
right.
cocktails, going out, trying to drive, and next thing you know, they fall out on the side of the road, and then they in the back of somebody's trunk. You know what I'm saying, or somebody's van, and they're being, you know, taken for different reasons that you know we don't want. Did we see a poster? Have you seen my child, or have you seen my sister? And so I'm really big on that type of safety. So I take my own drink, my own cup, my own straw with me everywhere I go, and I also take a drink cover. So I just, you know, designed a couple of drink flasks with matching drink covers that, you know, you can take with you. You go somewhere, I mean, it fits perfectly in your purse, you know, in your bag. And it's, you know, pull your own drink out. And if you get a drink made, stay there and watch them while they're making your drink and cover it up with your drink cover. Because if you're standing somewhere and you're talking and people don't know that you are, you're not paying attention. You know, they reach on your shoulder, spike your drink. You don't want that to happen. You want to be protected. So cover your drink with your drink cover. You will know if somebody's lifting your drink cover up to put something in it. If you're holding your drink in your hand, or if your drink is sitting in front of you or sitting next to you or something, you will know because it's going to take them to your straw. Everything gonna move. You know, if they lifting up your drink cover to put something in it. So protect yourselves, guys, even men, not just ladies, but men too. Protect yourself and get your kids involved. Make sure that they know that if they want to go out and party, you got to not only stay alert, but protect yourself. So these drink covers are really cute. You can get them custom made, whatever you want on them, or you can get something that we've created, you know, for you. So let's spend on partying safe, you know, out there. We don't want to tell everybody don't party anymore because that's
not only you partying safe, but you partying in style, right?
Partying, there you go.
Right.
Let me show y'all these covers in flash one more time.
Right.
So y'all can see,
and not to get these covers confused with the CD covers because they kind of look like a CD covers for those of us
right.
So for those right. who are over 30, they look a little bit over like a CD cover, but they're not. They are drink covers, right?
They are drink covers. Yes, you are so right. They are drink covers, and they are actually, I mean, I use them at the clubs. I use them at parties. I go to parties, honey, and I pull out my whole cup. I have a cup. I have a drink cover, my own straw, everything. I'll be like, can you put my drink in here, please? I watch the bartender make it. And as soon as he's done, I cover it immediately, you know?
I would like to add too, the covers are not just for even like, feel like you're going to be in a situation where somebody might spike your drink. I mean, you know, so many germs going around these days and people being like COVID and stuff, you know, you have people breathing over your drinks too, you know what I mean? Because you're in a crowded space, whether it's a house party or a function or whatever, are you in a club, you know, you have people a lot of times breathing over your drinks and you don't want all them germs and you know, particles, you know, accidentally spilling into your drink or, you know, so I think that's another reason why the cover will be good for that use as well, not just for the thought of food, right, you know?
That's right. At the park, you go to the park and you're sitting out there, people like
exactly. You know, don't want no bugs coming in there, anything, you know what I mean? So it just covers and protects it so nothing can get inside.
Yes. Hey, California Cutie, she just popped on just to say hi to us. Okay. You know, hey, we miss you too. We'll see you on the next show.
We'll see you too, right?
Yeah, she's out there. She's still showing support to her family over here and doing everything. What you say here? That's right. Yes, be protected, honey. Yes, I'm telling you, be protected. We got to be protected. And I tell all these kids, you know, just do it. You know, and it's cute. You know, you.
Like I said, you're partying with style with having both,
Yes,
right?
partying with style, partying with style. So, with that being said, just let us know if you're interested in, the drink covers and flasks. They will be on the Sunday Brunch with Black Tea Instagram, as well as Black Tea underscore at AT underscore events. Sorry, events underscore at AT underscore Black Tea. So events underscore at underscore Black Tea. That Instagram as well. It will be there, and I'll put that Instagram up as well in the down below, so you guys can have that and click on it and go there. So if you're interested in any of those, just let us know. We can definitely, like I said, custom for you. But today, guys, we got some good topics for you today, and I talk a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and hand this off to Candy today, because she got something really interesting for us to talk about today. I think it's something that's going on. It's happening. So what we got, Candy?
Well, I would just first like to say happy third month of the year. We are 3 months into the year. It doesn't seem like it, but time stands still for no one, right?
Right.
It's going fast, and so I just remember celebrating the holidays and New Year's, and now we're in the third month. So with that being said, it's the third month of the year, which also signifies Women's History Month, right? And for those of you who are not women, might say, well, why do we get our own month, right? Well, this goes with, a lot of the civil rights and different rights for the minorities that come into play is that, we all are equal now. And so we have months to celebrate that. Like Black History Month was a month that we had, even though it's the shortest month, but it's a month to signify all that we have went through, and now that what we have overcome, and now we are being paid attention to. And same thing for Women's Month. It's here. It was chosen to be in March, and it's this year theme celebrates women who advocate for equality, diversity, and inclusion. And so again, it's just bringing women together who have paid it forward for those of us in today's time to be able to excel and have success, the success that we have. So happy Women's Month.
Happy Women's Month. That's important. Yes.
Absolutely. To not only, there's a lot of trailblazers who have paved the way in so many ways, especially for those of us who are minorities, and with that being said, so we talk about Women's Month, and then I wanted to talk about one person in particular. But before I even bring her up, I was, noted that she obviously isn't the only person who has made this, I guess I would say, this line of work within using their notoriety of, women's hair care. It's a big thing, especially for us as African American women and minority women who, put a lot of money into this industry. And so when we have women who, like Miko mentioned to me earlier, that Taraji P. Henson, we have Tracy Ellis Ross, we have so many. We have Kenya Moore, who have from the Real Housewives, who started her own line hair care. I think that it's definitely something worth noted and to mention, because they're not only are women to advocate for that, but they also they're catering to our type of hair. You know what I mean? And we spend so much money into the beauty industry, and for us to see our own faces and come from our own, for us, by us, I think that that's definitely a great thing. And so with that being said, one of the newest persons who have entered into this hair care industry was Beyonce. I don't know if you guys know or are aware of. She has her line, I believe it's Creed, or I forgot how to pronounce it. I have to look it up. But
yeah.
What is it?
I think it's Carad or
Carad, yeah, something like that. But she has a new hairline care. And, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, good for her. But the second thought was, I'm not going to say I'm an avid Beyonce fan, but I do like her. And I will say that what I do like about her, I do like her showmanship. And I just think that she's a great artist, you know what I mean, as far as what she does and what, and being able to reinvent herself and keep herself going in the limelight and staying on top as she has for not only when she was in the group, but even, solo. So kudos to her for that. But when I think about her name, obviously it holds a lot of weight, right? And so she moves into a lot of different arenas, and she's capitalizing off of her name by different brands. You know, she had the perfume, she had the clothes brand, the House of Darion, and then we talk about um, the hair care line. And so what's being mentioned, I kind of see it in today's social media about it, is that how can she have a hair care line when she doesn't even show her natural hair, right? And so it is a topic because it's like, well, how do we know that your line that you're representing? And I think that that's why a lot of times we as consumers have to be careful of patronizing. And I'm not necessarily saying that this is the case for her, but I guess it's a topic, of discussion, is that just whatever we patronize, be careful of patronizing somebody just because if they have the name. Like, is the product good? Are they using good ingredients? Do they even use their product, and how so, and how is it working? My other, before I get your answer to that, let me get you that before I go to the next topic about it.
You know what? I see what you're saying, because I didn't even know she had this hairline. So you actually brought this to me. But how I know about Taraji and how I know about Tracy Ellis Ross is because they promote their own hairline. They demonstrate the use of their own hair products. They show you what their hair products can do, and how they can work for your hair and different types of hair. And they even go so far as to utilize other people to show you with different hair textures how it can work for them as well. So they're not just the name behind it. You have a lot of people that are just the name behind it.
Absolutely.
And who say that she actually created, like, for example, Tracy Ellis Ross had hands-on in developing the product that she uses. You know what I'm saying? She had hands-on, and Taraji had hands-on. Like she said, she was in the lab, hands on to develop the product that she's using and putting out there. But I have yet to see. Now, maybe she's going to do it. I don't know. I mean, like I said, you just brought this to my attention that Beyonce had a hairline. Maybe she will come out there and bring it to our, show us using her own self, or, being there, talking about it, promoting it herself. I mean, I guess when you have money, you don't have to do that. But it just makes it, to me, it makes it more personal.
And you hit the nail on the head. Is that it's not only about her name, it's about her being engaging. And I think that's where she has failed, despite her popularity and how great she is as an artist. Is she's kind of failed in that arena of advertising her own stuff. Now, she did a little bit with Adidas, and of course you see her face on her product, but how engaging is she with her consumers, right? So of course, like her music, you hear her, she'll come out, she barely does interviews, so she's not as engaging, I feel like, to be that particular artist, to have these other outlets of streams of money. She's really literally just going off of her name, which is nothing wrong with that. If she can get, she's going to have those people to do that. That's going to follow her. But as consumers, we need not to be so easily persuaded just because somebody has a name on something and we don't know what, and they're not really engaged in their product themselves. So that's all I'm saying. I mean,
so we have a House of Princess who just said Beyonce's mom is nationally known hairstylist prior to Destiny's Child. I can see her knowing things about hair. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So her mom was just like her, her mom was a designer, the clothing designer.
Absolutely, yeah.
House of Darion. She's the one who designed, like Beyonce even said, designed all of her product. And again, you guys, don't get us wrong. We love Beyonce. We're just pointing out people might have questions about. And her mom is a nationally known hairstylist. I think one of the things that yes. Well, yes, you're right. I think what it is, I think what Candy is saying too is it's not so much, and I think to my point is also it's not so much that she has a hairline product. I mean, hairline product, and that maybe she probably is very knowledgeable. I'm just wondering, like, maybe she doesn't have to do it like everybody else. So let me not be that type of person to say, oh, well, since these people do it this way, she should do it that way too. But I just feel like, if you're out there and you're promoting something and you're trying to get us to really like it, put your face out there. You know what I'm saying? Show us.
Talk about it. Engage with your consumers about it. And I think something as personal as a hairline, clothes and shoes and maybe even perfume, not so much, but hairline is a little bit more personal, especially for us as
Right,
Black women. Like we want to
right,
see
right.
that it works on you as well as it or somebody in your family. Like, I mean, obviously we know she's an artist, she's an entertainer, so she's not necessarily wearing her own hair, especially majority of the time, because she's going to have the performance
Yeah,
hair
she has
and
to do a
weaves.
show. She got a
Right.
yeah.
But hey, show us with
Right,
your downtime because you're not always wearing that. You know what I mean?
right.
So let us know, at least say, hey, in my downtime, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I just think that she's going to have a great following behind anything that she does because she is
Well,
who she is. I think
yeah,
she would have more people to buy into it, because if she would engage a little bit more. That's just my 2 cents on that.
right. And we have our sister over here, California Cutie, where she is from where she is right now. She's letting us know, she kind of agree with us, ladies. It was so better. Absolutely, if we saw her on her hair as well. Yes, and
Mhm.
that's to our point. Show us, like, my hair texture is different from my sister's hair texture. We got the same
Mhm.
parents, but my hair texture is different. You're telling me that this is going to work on all of me. If you go back and you look at Tracy Ellis Ross and look at all of her promotions for her hair care line. You don't have to look at all of them, but just look at some of them. She has multiple, even though it's for curly hair, is what it said, but she has multiple different women with different hair types that are using her product that can say, oh, this worked for me. Oh, it did work. It's not just Tracy Ellis' name on it saying, oh, just because it's Tracy Ellis Ross, I'm gonna buy it. Because
Right.
we all love Tracy Ellis Ross. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know I love her.
Right. I mean, no,
So
she's definitely well liked and and
I love, she's
notarized.
awesome.
Yeah.
But she puts her face out there. She's not hiding behind her, marketing department or her
Mhm.
team to do it for her. She's doing it for herself,
Mhm.
and she's letting us know that, hey, I'm using it. I want you guys to use it too. She actually did a video putting the stuff in her hair. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
would say with regards to that too. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's more. It's a double fold with that. I think she's engaging her customers, right? Her
Mm-hmm.
potential customers of her seeing it, and also she's saving money because by her doing her own marketing and putting herself in it, she does it. To whereas Beyonce might not need, like you said, need to save them coins on the other end because you
Yeah,
know she don't have to. But to your point, I think the engaging part is necessary, especially with something
definitely.
like this that's more personal,
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I hope she's not thinking that she doesn't have she don't have to be out front really putting her face out there because her name can sell it. I hope that's
Mhm.
not her thought process because although so many of us love Beyonce, so many of us love Beyonce. I mean, not everybody's buying House of Darion.
Well, and that's why it didn't go. It didn't
You
do
know what
so
I'm
well. I
saying?
mean, I did. I actually was a fan of her House of Darion. She at the time I was,
Loved it.
more of a plus
Loved the
size, and
clothes, but
she
I
had
couldn't
that
put 'em.
plus size wear, and so I was wearing House of Darion. Yes,
Yes,
I was. I
I
even bought
tried to wear
Beyonce's
it.
perfume. So, like I said, I am a supporter of hers.
Yes,
And I just think that it just opened my eyes to not only her but other women or other celebrities in general. When we look at their name, we think we're going to say that it stands by their product, and it's not necessarily always the case. And so hopefully she won't disappoint with this, and she would have that hairline is going to take care and do what it needs to do for our hair, and she will have much success with it as well. So
I mean, I hope so. I hope so. And yes, you're right, House of Princess. She wants. I think so too. She want to make the money without doing the work. But you got to put the work. She probably feel like she's done the work because of who she is.
right, to a
You
certain
can fall
extent.
off,
Yeah.
regardless of how big of a
Yeah.
celebrity you become. You can fall off.
Well, and it's not even about falling off. It's about you might not have that much success in this one area. And I think what it is that she has her hands in so many different pots that if that one is not so successful as the next one, it's okay with her because she's okay either way,
You made a comment to it, and I know this isn't the topic of the show. We're talking about the Black women excellence and the products and stuff, and how they can possibly do things to better put out there for women. But after hearing her husband even bark about the fact that she's never won a certain type of award, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And somebody that's not as big as her has.
Mhm.
Um, but that person does more.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Beyonce doesn't talk. She doesn't get out there. She, like you said, she
She's
doesn't
not
engage
engaging.
with
Yeah.
her community. So we don't we know her, but we don't know her. So,
Right. Right.
you know, yeah, record of the year. We know her, but we don't know her. We know Beyonce,
Hmm.
we love Beyonce. Her music is fire, her performances are off the chain. But then when
Hmm.
she leaves that stage, you
That's all
know,
we know. That's all
that's
we know
all
of
we
her.
know about her. Not to say I'm not talking about personal life either. I'm not saying that we got to dive into your personal life, your family, your marriage. That's not what I'm
Mhm.
talking about. Your career is not just you singing. Your career is you putting yourself out there and being that person that we all
Mhm.
that we can look at and hear
Relate to, yeah.
yeah, connect just like anybody in women, anybody in business, um, yeah, it is. You're right, it is. Yes, we're gonna get to that California cutie. It's definitely not chosen by the fans, but I do know from somebody I know who work over there or whatever that the fans do have some type of influence over the people who do make the selection on who's going to win these things. So
Mhm.
it goes off of your fan, your fan base, of course. It goes off of your sales. It goes off of a lot of different things. And there's
Mhm.
different things, just like what's her name said. There's a lot of things that go into um choosing who's going to win these awards. It's not just the fact that you are this awesome performer. There's other aspects that
Well,
go
and
in.
not only that, a lot of those other people that were on that roster, like especially the year that Kanye had said that about her, and it was like, oh, she should have won that. She is what we consider a star, right? Because she's well known and noted, and we love her music. She's R&B. She's not
Yeah,
necessarily international. I mean, she's internationally known, but
yeah,
not on the range, the scale, should I say, that the others might be. You
others
understand what I'm
might
saying?
be.
And
Yeah.
so that have, and not only that, it's the others promoters and just that side of the business that are promoting whatnot for them. And so we know that others get streamed on different radio stations and other stuff
Mhm.
like that. And so that goes into a lot of it too.
Yeah.
But not only when I want to, so what I wanted to say about Beyonce was to introduce her hair, the mentioning of her hairline, and also the country singing. So I wanted
Yes.
to give her props and kudos to that because she is, although women of color, um, is definitely have always been out there in country music, and that was the reason why she wanted to come back and touch bases with that because she's felt like country music has started with us and it actually kind of we fell off as far as notoriety. There are tons of artists that I didn't even know um, actually until she started coming back as being a country artist. And so although she is number one right now in country music, which is kind of strange, right? Like she's an R&B, she's known to be an R&B artist, and now she's number one in R&B and country music. And the reason why she's number one is because a lot of the people gave pushback for those because the country music stations did not agree with her being country music. They said no, she's R&B. She's just singing country music. But
Mhm. Well,
when
and maybe
she
and look at this here, Candy. House of Princess. So, are you disagreeing with what part are you disagreeing with, House of Princess? Is it what Candy just said about her in the country music? I'm not really familiar with Beyonce's country music. I just kind of like got in, got connected with it and got hip to it. So, I mean, okay, yeah. Yeah, I can't see that either. I can't see that. She said she doesn't agree. She's she doesn't agree. She agrees that she is in country.
I
So,
and I too, but what she has done though, and I'm gonna tell you the difference because sometimes the people who make the most noise, and because she has the notoriety that she has, so in one way it can be used for negative, right? Because we figure like everything that she's her name was attached to, and I'm just saying her because we're talking about her, but anybody for that matter, right? Anybody that has a name and everything is attached to them is always going to do well, right? And so with that, they bring a certain fan base, right? They bring a certain notoriety to that. So when she went into the country music, and I agree too, I don't think she's in her soul a country music star. I think she can sing a country music. I mean, I do like the two songs that at least one of them was a Texas Hold'em. I do like that music, but to consider her a country artist, a little bit far-fetched. But what she has done, because she is who she has opened people's eyes to see other African American men and women in country who have never been notarized before, has been doing this for years, way before she even got on the scene. And another person who I can think of is K. Michelle. K. Michelle has been wanting to do country music for the longest, and she's getting the door slammed in her face about her not being a country artist. And the funny thing is that a lot of these country artists that are other, when I mean other, I mean anybody else that is non-black, they're not even country. They don't even come. They're not even born, in the South. A lot of them from Canada or Montreal, whatever so to speak.
I don't necessarily think you got to be born in the South to really have that spirit.
Not necessarily, but I mean, when I mean, to some extent, because how can you, be? It's almost. I feel like you have to be rooted in something to be part of it. You know what I mean? And so, yes, you can have a heart, and you can have I guess the desire to sing one genre more than another, and that's what you identify with. That's fine. You want to go into that realm of artistry, you can consider that, right? But why so many people that are African American are not considered country? Because they don't fit that profile, right? Okay. They don't. So I'm talking in terms of, if they don't fit that profile because they're black, how can they be country artists? Because country artists is supposed to have been a white color people. Then how come? My question is, then, if you're not from Texas or the South, how could you be considered country? So it's the same thing I'm trying to use in that to
right.
distinguish that.
House Princess says that it's a race thing, just like you just stated.
Right. And the funny thing is, though, so with Beyonce, obviously she's at heart an R&B singer, right? And now she's going to country music. I don't think she wants to make a point to stay a country star. I think she's doing this as a point, because the next genre of music she's supposed to be going into is rock.
So is she just trying to touch every?
Yeah, because she's trying to say that this is what, like, we as Black people have derived this, like, we made this music. It started off with us, and so it took off, and now we can't even if those of us who, like you said, desire to want to come back into it, we're left out because we don't look the part. So I think that's what she's trying to do, is bring that back into existence. And so I say, for that, kudos to her, because now she's bringing notoriety to people of color who are interested and who have been doing it, and making them notice us,
Right. Well, I mean, if I don't think California, I don't think country folks want Black artists to do well in this genre. They probably don't. They probably don't want us to do well. That's probably why they are, not well. I mean, I don't know. Are they welcoming of Beyonce? Are they opening their arms to her, saying, "Hey"?
Well, I think Beyonce's fans was knocking the door down of making her, like, those stations play her music. Like, how dare you say because she has people probably who are fans of her who are country artists, and so who do listen to those stations. And so the fact that she came into that, so I think it's the same way as, like, Adele, right? So Adele was an R&B, I don't know what classified, but she came into this music industry, and had we not seen what she looked like, we would have already, thought that she was a Black woman, right? It's the same thing with country music. I mean, when things comes around race, unfortunately, it rears its ugly head, and people are often sided for a person based upon what they look like. So regardless of what your talent is and how good you are, it's like, oh, you don't fit that bill, so I'm not going to pay attention to you. And it takes the fans and consumers and all the powers that be that are behind them to push them to go forward.
Okay, so it's crazy because I watch a lot of these different documentaries and different shows and things like that, and how they actually categorize certain artists and people, and it's funny how when you look at somebody like Elvis, when you go back to you see, and they're hold on one second, Candy. No, they refuse to play her. Okay, they refuse to play her stuff. And what other comedy you talking about, House of Prince, that you want us to see? Remind me. I'm sorry. I'm going through them. They popping
I
up
don't
kind of
see her
fast. I'm
comments.
trying to make sure I get to them.
Oh, there we go. Why didn't I see this at first?
Um, yeah. So anyway, but they didn't want to put him in a certain category either. They didn't know if he was supposed to be rock. I literally just watched his new movie. They actually did the Priscilla Presley show, and on the Priscilla one that they talked about him and a little bit too. But they didn't know if he was going to be rock. If he wanted to be considered as jazz soul. He wanted to be soul music. He didn't want to be considered, country or pop, or he literally, because he grew up, in the black church and all this stuff like that. He felt like he had that black soul, but they categorized him as what they wanted him to be, even though that's not what he wanted. That's where they put him. So I'm wondering,
I mean, it's coming, like you said, it all stems from race. I think that it's true. I think what you're saying is true, but he got a lot of his style from Black artists. You know what I mean?
he
And
did,
so,
and that's what he said. That's what
right.
his.
But for us,
said.
unfortunately, they only want to see, and to what is it, House of Princess? I agree. I don't agree that that Beyonce necessarily is a country artist at heart. I think she's doing this as a not a publicity stunt, but just like a in your face. As a matter of fact, this is who we are, and like our people actually started country music, and so give us our rights back. You know what I mean? It's like reclaiming our time back in country music, reclaiming our time back in rock, and so just like that, I feel like as a overall, there's always exceptions to the rules, but I feel like that Black people are usually only consider R&B. R&B and rap, that's what we got. You know what I mean? And when we try to venture out and do a different type of music, they put us back into this box. And
They,
so,
they, they do like to keep us categorized, but
right.
they're starting to, you know, come out, let us a little bit. I don't know, not too much, but they starting to. But House of Princess wanted us to see this. I guess from what you mentioned before about Beyonce really not being as international as Taylor Swift. The $24 million concert should have been proof of that. Possible, yeah. I mean, I think that
I think
Beyonce
that's now, but I still
nationally
think
known.
that, yeah, I think overall she have an overwhelmingly and I think maybe that has nothing to do with the consumers. I think that has a lot to do with whatever the stations and stuff that are playing her music overseas and things like that. So yeah, she might have a fan base, a physical fan base, but then who's really, at controlling certain areas in that music industry to I guess I say to signify that whether you even gonna be in this category. And so I think that like the Taylor Swift, she had, even though she was kind of new coming up back then.
It didn't take Taylor Swift as long as it took, unfortunately, Beyonce
Right.
to get to that status. She is definitely internationally known. I mean, I've heard of a lot of things that she's done definitely internationally known, but it took her longer. And again, it has to do with that color, that we carry with us every day, to get to that point. I mean, for her to be as big of a star as she is, I mean, like Beyonce puts on an awesome performance. You know what I'm saying?
So I see the comments. They said that she's not playing her. That when she first came out with the song, they were not playing her music on country music, the country stations, but they are now, and that's why she's considered number one country. They are playing her music because her fans and all, I guess her radio execs and all that, the powers that are behind her push that. Like, oh no, you guys got to pay attention to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so with them pushing her, yes, but she did not, like unlike Hey Michelle, she's still not getting no notoriety. She has a whole country album. She's been wanting to go country for the longest, and she's not getting it. There's so many country artists that have come out since Beyonce's songs are getting, or at least getting a glance over because of that. And so for that, I say she's doing it well. Although I don't believe at heart she's a country singer.
Mm. Well, I haven't even, I have to say, even when you brought this, topic up to me a while ago, that we were going to discuss, I did not do my homework. I have to say, sorry guys. So I really don't have much to say about the actual music that she's put out because I have not heard it. I I like Beyonce. I don't know if I'm necessarily that interested in it, but that's just me. I'm not to say that it's not good and it's not awesome. I'm just not, interested. I don't know, in technically really hearing it. But I think she'll do well. I mean, Beyonce is an overall entertainer. You know, she does well on stage. She puts on a good performance, and people love her.
I mean, she's definitely a superstar in her own right. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Her fans don't. Her worth doesn't lie. So obviously, she's making money somewhere, and she's making it from her music. So,
House of Princess, I'll say K Michelle isn't even a big name. Period. I think her situation is different. It could be. I think the sad part about it is though is that it makes it sound like the reason why Beyonce will go that far is because of her name.
It is. That's my whole point.
Because
it is.
I mean, I have heard K Michelle's country music, and it's nice. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. A lot of people like it. A lot of people that are her fans like it. But I don't know. Maybe
well, even though K Michelle isn't, obviously she's nowhere near. She can't touch Beyonce with a 10-foot pole. When we're comparing them side by side, but she definitely is an artist in her own right. And even without her being, I mean, all the unnamed artists that are out there that sing country music that are of African American descent, I didn't even know about them. I didn't know that there was so much of a village of those artists that are out there but my point is though, nobody did it. You know what I mean? Not unless you're necessarily into that genre of music and you're searching for that, then maybe. But my point is that they're not even being able to be put on the map because people are not paying attention to them because they are of African descent. You see what I'm saying? So if we start to look at things just at face value, we're not getting in the door because we are who we are. So sometimes it takes a person like a Beyonce to open the door and say, hey, we here now. And she just really opened the door for the next person. She's not trying to stay in the room. She just opening the door.
So I guess it's a good thing that she decided to step out there.
Right. And bring notoriety to that genre of music for Black people. You know,
right.
That's all I'm saying.
Out there, like we're here as well, yeah. Sorry, I'll be getting, sometimes these comments I be getting thrown off, but it was important for her to do it so she can show that we also, can do this as well. And so I guess it's a good thing. I guess you do need somebody that's going to be bold enough to just say, hey, we can do this too, not just because you got so many other nationalities that's crossing over into the R&B that's technically supposed to be, a Black thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But when we do it, we get a lot of pushback. That's all I'm saying. And when we do it, we get a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
And I think Beyonce is getting a pushback because, like House of Princess said, she's not a country artist, and she's not. But if we can use her to open the door for those who are authentically are, then I say then it's a win.
And you said who's that for? You said Beyonce?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if she can use she can use her platform to open the door for those country artists who are authentically country music. I say kudos for her because otherwise they wouldn't.
Right. That I guess that speaks to the point of what House of Princess just put up. I believe K Michelle wanted to do country music before she did R&B. I believe she did too.
Mm-hmm. Right. And they told her she had to do it. She was fighting to do it for years. You know what I mean? And they told her that, no, you're R&B, make another R&B, album. And she's like, but I want to do country.
Even though, I'm not big in a lot of what's that, reality shows or whatever, but that reality show that she was on, that I didn't watch much of it, but I did come across one of those episodes a while ago where she was saying that she loves country music and she wants to do it. So, and this is when she was really starting to try and get herself out there with her music and doing all that stuff. And I think because she like Princess said, I think because her heart was so much into the country music part, her R&B didn't take off like it should have. Because I mean, and some of her songs were just, I don't know, but not to speak ill of K Michelle, but I do think that if she that they felt like her doing R&B would get her foot in the door with the country, but it really didn't. It didn't. Her name didn't get big enough so that way it can carry her. So hopefully Beyonce can open these doors for these other young ladies and men too that want to get into country music that are African American, are and be better accepted, because yeah, you're right. You're right. To Candy's point, yeah, both of you guys' point, absolutely. She is a little bit all over the place. I don't
But I
know.
think she's purposely all over the place right now. Like R&B is who she
Okay,
is.
so
She's
speaking
purposely all over the
of,
place because she's trying to make a point. This is where we
she
started
is.
at.
But based on what you're saying and based on this comment right here, because you guys are both basically kind of saying the same thing but in different ways, um, do you think that this will hurt Beyonce in fan base, or do you think this will help Beyonce in fan base? I mean, do you think people are going to be like, are going to continue to take her serious about her music now, since they're like, oh, she didn't win country. Oh, now she gonna go rock. And I mean, you say she thinking making a rock album. Oh, now she going rock. Okay, where's she at? Do you think she's
That
gonna
is that's a good point. So what I think, you have diehard fans and then you have fair weather fans, right? You have bandwagon fans. I think her diehards are going to go which way the wind blows with her. So they're going to be there from beginning to end. Her fair weather and her bandwagon fans, they're going to fall off until, she get back on the R&B tip. But what she has sometimes have done, she's probably is going to have created a new fan base that she has not once touched. And again, she's only doing this temporarily. She's not trying to do all this, I believe. I
Okay.
mean, long term. I think she's making a point to say, like I said, our music started with us, and I'm reintroducing us back into it as African American, and I'm bringing it back home and reclaiming my time.
So she's doing this. Why don't she reach out to other artists and bring them in with her? Like, why don't she have other artists be like, hey, why don't we start putting, the artists that want to do country music or rock or something that are other than that? Because rock music started, how that is back there, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But why don't she say, hey, okay, Michelle, I know you've been trying to do, country music. I want to do some country. I want to put it out there. I want to let them know that this is how it is. You do something. Let's do something together. I mean, I think it probably would go a little bit further, be a little bit more accepted if if it's not accepted at all. I don't know if people are really accepting or not. Again, I haven't really followed Beyonce's country, this new country thing she's doing. But maybe this will, maybe we'll say, oh, hey, Beyonce and K Michelle are doing something. They're doing country. Oh, that's good. And then now when K Michelle start making more music, people are start diving into a little bit more, since Beyonce's name will carry better than K Michelle's or anybody else that's out there doing other stuff. You gotta be able to collab with other people, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you got to remember though. So although she might be trying to bring in notoriety, like you said, whatever it is that her head is at of why she's doing it. I know that because I've heard talks about her people in her camp. I've talked about the reason why she's stepping out into those different. Because if you notice, her hairstyle was changing now and went into a mohawk, and they said, "Oh, she's getting ready to get into her rock era movement."
The
Right?
people in her camp. Why don't Beyonce come out and say
But
something?
my point is saying this. So my other point is this: is that, and you say, why won't she do a duet with a K Michelle, or another country artist? Well, we don't do well with working with each other, as far as not just us, not us, but people are. When I say not do well, people still don't accept us because it's on our level, right? So who's going to see that? She's going to reach more doing a duet, unfortunately, with like another country artist, Shania Twain. She would do more. She would get more notoriety from doing that than she would a K Michelle or another. I don't even know any other black country artists or another.
She's not gonna go up. She's not gonna go up with no Beyonce not gonna collab with nobody big in country music like that, because if she's doing this, I assume this is my assumption. I assume her goal is to put herself out there and make herself be just as big as they are. I mean, because what else would you be doing it for? Just for fun? Come on now. That's not, but you know, yeah, she does. She needs to connect with her. She needs to connect with her fans. She needs to definitely connect with her fans. She needs to stay consistent. If she's jumping around, if she gonna do one country album, then one rock, and then one, like, come on now, then it's not even worth you doing it. Why are you doing it if you're only gonna do one? What's the sense of you doing that if you're only gonna do one? You have
Well, because she is who she is. She's bringing notoriety. But listen, she's bringing notoriety to the genre of music for other Black people.
But if she's gonna help bring other people out of African American descent, Black, just say Black people, okay? If she's gonna help put us on the map for country music, collab with one of us.
Yeah, I mean, that
collab
makes sense.
with one of us that's trying to get out there and put us out there, and then jump to whatever you're gonna do. If that's what your goal is,
are you really open the door? Not, like you said, not only open the door, hold my hand, walk me in, right?
I mean, come on now. Yeah. I mean, wait. Yeah. They did say there's gatekeepers, right?
They are.
I know that's in all different industries. You know what I'm saying? But if you're only there just to do that, just to put us on the map with that genre of music and get more Black people known in that part of the industry, then put us out there. Let's go together. Let's do a show together. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a show with my country music, and I'm gonna bring in these other country artists that are that.
Yeah, I mean, that would have a bigger splash.
Yeah. But just to go and say I'm gonna do this country music album and say, hey, right, just say, hey, I put out this new album, it's country. I'm just dropping one. See y'all later, and then how do I grab on? How do I, just because you're Beyonce don't mean I'm gonna like that album and want to follow you or follow other people. I'm not gonna say, oh, I liked Beyonce, so no, let me go listen to K Michelle's, or let me go listen to this person. Just because I like Beyonce's don't mean I'm gonna like everybody else's. So if you want me to be seen as this, if you want to be the person that brings Black people to the table with country music, then bring us together.
No, I agree.
Okay, Beyonce, you big. You definitely a big person. You're definitely a big name. So I'm coming with you, girl. Would you say, Beyonce? You want me to perform? When? I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Because now I know people gonna show up, and if they hear me there and they like me, now I got them. I got them hooked. Yes, I had to go into a concert with Beyonce. I had to collab with Beyonce, but it's gonna help me. It's going to help me, because this is going to help me break into. That's the whole thing. I think, in my opinion, again, I keep saying that because it's just my opinion. A lot of times people don't want to help other people in their industries or period. Like, help me grow.
They don't want to help them directly, but she feels like she's helping indirectly. So I get what you're saying. That is true. Like, you can have more impact and create a better awareness by bringing several people on. And that's what you call putting on. Right? So she could be putting people on, although in their own right, they already on. You know what I mean? Because I'm talking about people who are already established artists. We're talking about, right? They're already established artists, but they don't have the notoriety because they're not, first of all, we're not getting notarized as country artists because of the whole race thing. But she's really wanting to put people on, to your point, do a concert, do a collab, do something with these people who can make it, you can make a bigger impact with. So that I definitely agree.
Do something. You know what? It goes far, Candy. It goes far because it's not just, unfortunately, it's not just with the Beyoncés and the, even Elvis Presley or big names like that of the time. Unfortunately, people do not want you to be where they are because they don't want you to either pass them or take anything from them. So to Princess's point that she made a little while ago about, Beyonce, is greedy, and she, you rarely see her collaborate. I mean, come on now. That's the stuff that you got to get away from. Like, we have to get away from those things. We can't keep doing that and then still talking about how they're not giving Black people the right or the
right.
The opportunity,
because she know too well. She, as the person, the name that she is. Yeah, I mean, I agree. And she knows too well that, unfortunately, the gatekeepers, and we said the powers that be, they're only going to let so many people come out, right? And if she has the notoriety and the wherewithal to do much more and make a bigger impact, she should be bringing more people on and not curating that crab of a barrel. Like, let me go first. Well, as you're going, we can go side by side. You don't have to go first and make the first open mic fact, because you weren't the first. You're just the most famous. And so that's the reason.
And she's not even the most famous. She just made a big impact for a period of time. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm talking about into the country music for Black people right now, because she's trying to say she's a country artist, right?
Yeah, country music for Black people. Yeah, definitely. She's trying, but that goes into it. I don't want to talk too much about it, because when California Cutie get back on here, we're gonna discuss that hip hop era. But it goes into that too. It's like, the fight with somebody in there. Want to bring somebody, they don't want to bring nobody on because they don't want their spotlight to be taken. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Well, you know what? That's unfortunate. And every that's that crabs in the barrel mentality that we as Black people have, period. And it's unfortunate, because no matter what arena, what area that we talk about, whether famous or just even in their everyday, people are just afraid to put somebody else on, thinking that they're gonna outshine them. It's unfortunate that we have that mentality still in this day and time.
It is. You know what? I brought this comment up that California Cutie just popped up there, for us, and I love you. I love that you still in there with us, girl.
Okay.
Allegedly, now I don't know if this is true, but it popped up on my Google timeline that they were kind of at odds. Now I don't know. I tried to find more information out about it. I couldn't find any more information out about, Beyonce and Jay-Z and them going through some troubles and stuff. So I don't know. I don't have no facts. I don't have no names. All I know is it popped up on my Google timeline about them, news about them having marital issues, and that Beyonce was starting to do some things on her own. Now, maybe that's where that country thing came from, like you said, or that's why she all over the place trying to do a whole lot of things. I don't know. I just know that was something that popped up, and when it popped up, I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, but again, that's her personal life. She does not have to let us know what's going on in her personal life. So that could be something that is going on that's, really doing, because even when he did his interview with Gayle King, I was just like, he had more anger than anything else about how things is going on, because I don't even think things are as copacetic with him as well. We're not here to talk about Jay-Z, so I won't. But I don't know. So I've been, like I said, I did a little search. Yeah, I won't report about that exactly. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they got going on in their life. All I know is it popped up on my timeline. It could not be real. People be putting out fake stuff all the time. So I'm not saying that is an issue. I'm just saying that it popped up. So it's possible, but it might not be. She might just be, like you said earlier, California Cutie, she might just be bored. She might just be bored and want something else to do. So I don't know. People have so much stuff going on in their lives and stuff that's going on. And, as entertainers, they hate the fact that their personal life is so public, but I guess that's what you sign up for once you get out there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, Candy, I don't know this country thing. I don't know.
No, I mean, because you brought a good point. You said, is she bored? I don't think it's about her being bored. I think, how they say, only person that I have to find, that I'm competing with is myself. I think she's competing with herself and trying to see what she can top. You know what I mean? So that is the other part of her probably not trying to bring anybody else on, but feel like she's opening doors at the same time to get notoriety to the genre. But I just feel like, to your point, she could have done that by bringing people side by side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe if a lot of people make enough noise about it, I don't know if anybody is making any noise about the fact that she did this album, what their opinions are about it and what they have to say. Maybe if enough people make noise about it, Beyonce will pick up on it. Hopefully, how they say, is something that I have trouble doing, is reading between the lines. So maybe if she read between the lines and see what the people are saying, she would know, okay, if I'm gonna get out here and do this, then I need to start bringing other people with me so we can keep it going. Because one album is not going to make a difference.
And I don't even think she has a whole album. She only has 2 songs as of right now.
Honey, well, that's the album. So the one album is one song. Record. So she has 2 records out.
Okay.
They have 2 records out. So she only has 2 records out, not a whole album. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know, Candy. I don't know. That's something.
I think it was a good. It was something that was brought to my attention because, like I said, I'm not an avid. I'm not part of the Beehive, but I do like Beyonce. I like what she's contributed to music, and I like to have seen her involved from when she was in her group to her being solo. I think she's done a tremendous job. But
I mean, lately she's been kind of shaky,
at the same time, you know how they say you're supposed to hold people accountable. And I'm like, let's hold each other accountable, and her peers should be holding her accountable when it comes to that industry too. Like, on one hand, you can say thank you for making this door, but for those who are really country artists down, through and through, they probably saying, well, hell, she didn't start this, you know what I mean? But because she is who she is, she's bringing notoriety to it. So how can we be really mad at the exposure? You know what I mean? Well, so it's a double-edged sword,
You can't be mad at the exposure, but you do need. I can be disappointed in the fact that she felt like she needs to go about it alone, especially when you're speaking for the whole Black race in that genre. Don't go. If this is something you want to take on, absolutely go ahead. If this is what you feel like you want to do what you feel is in your heart. But don't say I'm speaking for the people, because you're not. To bring us with you, the people that have already been trying to get in there. Exactly. You know that your name is bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? And anybody out there that can't admit that it is like that, then they're delusional. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. No, I agree.
So hey, like I said before, I sound like a broken record, but Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let's do this. Come on now, I've been trying to get in there. You in there, so let's do this. So,
and I just want to shout out to California Cutie. Like, we're not technically right. She's not on the screen, but she's behind the scenes, so she's still interactive with this live. I just want everybody to know. Okay.
Thank you, girl. This girl named California Cutie did it for me.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much.
It's popping.
But anyway, this was a great topic today. I really enjoyed it. I didn't really know too much again about the Beyonce country music and everything. And that hair care information is definitely important, because since we're trying to, really, embrace our natural hair and all this stuff, and you have all these artists that are coming out with all these new hairlines and all of these things like that, I think it is important that they do show us. And to House of Princess, to Princess's point before, she got her people. She do got her people, but she need to come out too. She need to come out on that line, or out on that TV. And we weren't streaming before, but we streaming now. So come on out there, get with the times, you know what I'm saying? And show us what you got, so we can say, "Ooh, okay, Beyonce, okay, girl, this is what you did. Okay, it looks good." You know what I'm saying? Just give us something, you know what I'm saying? But
she just need to engage with her, she need to engage with her fans about her products.
Engage with her friends, yes. Just like her for you said, she needs to engage with her fans and get on out there. But this was awesome. I love this. I love the topic, Candy. Thank you, girl. Okay. This was beautiful. And California Cutie, thank you so much for being there with us on the sidelines. We know that you was here with us in spirit and everything. But next show, you're gonna get all 3 of us, baby. We coming hard. I can't wait for this next show, you guys. It's gonna be so awesome. And we're gonna have some more delicious food at the table. And I appreciate everybody who chimed in, who logged on to watch us. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this channel. Let everybody know we're out here trying to support everybody. We're out here trying to support each other. So go ahead and make sure you let everybody know to jump on in, come onto the table, sit down and have brunch with us. Again, thank you guys so much. Candy, you got anything you want to say before we leave these wonderful people?
No, I would just say again, happy National Women's Month, and happy March Madness, because it's March Madness as we speak as well. So
yes, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you have any comments or anything like that, make sure you pop them in the chat box. We'll go back and answer them later if we haven't got to you guys while you're on live. And we will see you guys on the next show. Love you so much. Bye.
bye.